What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel and to my FIFA 21 promo prediction series today with the Road to the Final Team 1. Pretty exciting promo, honestly one of my favourite over the past few years. I've packed a couple in my time, and with that they've been pretty nice cards, and eventually, especially last year, they went ham with the upgrades on them and you end up with some very nice cards. But with the video today just consisting of me chatting about what's to come with the promo and for the game as usual, explaining which players I'd expect to see featured in the first squad for the promo, homing in on how they might look and most importantly how they're going to affect the market for anyone who's interested in trading, or just making sure you don't lose out on any coin opportunities, or coin making opportunities rather. And then finally, I would like to mention that as per with the majority of the promos this year, they are going to be promised of 2 separate squads, which means, as you might already know, there will be the week 1 as shown now, and then a week 2, which I will be following up with shortly after the promo's already been released. And for anyone new to the channel, I've got player reviews coming, as I've hinted at endlessly now, and I'm taking ages to get them out, but trust me, they are coming. Road to Glory videos out on the channel as well, and other prediction videos out on the channel as well, quite similar to this, if not exact to this video, in that they're more formal and informational videos for anyone who wants to get ahead of the curve, in the sense that you'll have a better understanding what's come to the game, maybe even some coin investment opportunities just waiting to be made off the back of this. But so anyways, if you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure as always to subscribe to the channel with your notifications on to never miss future uploads when they go live. And then from you, the viewer, with any videos, thoughts or feedback on these videos as you're obviously consuming the content, I'd say feel free to comment down below, and for my socials they'll be in the description box down below as well. And with the intro out the way in full, and we'll get on to the predictions now, explaining what's to come for the promo itself. And we'll start off with the usual bench. They always bring out a 23-man squad. I've not completely thrown it together here, but I've thrown some of my favourite predictions, people that I think solely and deeply that they will be in this squad. And so we'll start with the Europa League card, the first one of a few in this video, in Romagnoli of AC Milan, Ben Chilwell of Chelsea, one of their newer signings with an 86 overall. That will be second special card this year, which is decent. What is quite interesting is to see that these players can be injured and they still will get these promo cards, because it's quite random, and so if anything that makes it very difficult to predict. And so this video will mainly be about talking about the promo as opposed to the specific cards that I'm showing you guys. But yeah, Leipzig's Austrian Lima, as you can see, and then Quincy Promes to finish it off from the Eredivisie. Some very nice cards, I'd say. 2 very strong defensive players, and obviously 2 midfielders. And you know, I quite like this bunch. I definitely see the Chilwell getting used a lot just because we've got the Prem links, and you know, I'm pretty positive he'll at least get the group stage progression boosts, which would be nice for anyone that owns him. And then Promes is obviously quite meta. He's very skillful, very fast, so he again would be used, I'd say. But we'll get on to the next view in Felipe Anderson. Finally playing some European football for the Brazilian, and now, you know, we've been playing for the Portuguese side, Porto. After his departure from West Ham, I'm guessing that he really wasn't enjoying West London, and so that's the reason that he left, but I'm not too sure. I know that he had a terrible season despite getting community team at season something, which was quite funny. But Marlos next to him with an 84 overall as well, and then Nicola Pepe is one of the Europa League cards, the second one in this video in the predictions this time around. Again, some very nice players, but I would say that they're not as good as the first few, and they're probably not as good as the rest of the team, so these are more likely to be stuck in the bench if they were to actually be given these cards. I know the Arsenal fans would be quite happy to see a Pepe, considering that every time Arsenal are in the Europa League they actually go a decent distance, so you know, it would be a decent card to have, I reckon. But as we get onto the starting 11, and with the keeper spot as always up first in Handanovic as Inter Milan's number 1, any potential owners of this card, you know, just banking on Inter actually making any progress throughout the tournament. I'm not sure what their group's like, whether it's a group of death or they've got an easy run. You'd be hoping that they have an easy run for the actual upgrades on this potential card. I do think it'd be a pretty harmless addition to the game. He'd make for a good card as far as keepers go, but nothing exciting, I'd say. Just a standard and inevitably cheap card come like down the line, and he'll eventually just become fodder, especially when they bring out all these packs that give you special cards. As we move on to the next lot with the defense up ahead, in Robertson of Liverpool, Longley with a very nicely and neatly upgraded card. He's already a broken card as it is. Quite like the Gomez and Militao last year, I reckon EA will warm to the idea of using him, considering the hype that it'd bring. And then Jesus Navas, the former City star, looking revitalised, I have to say. Not many people can disagree with that, but for Sevilla, he has gotten himself a very good card at the start of the year. At least, you know, with his abundance of pace. Hopefully he gets pretty decent physical boosts as well, because he definitely needs it. As we drift over and onto the next screen of players, and we'll go with probably the most exciting lot in Eden Hazard, the highest rated or joint highest rated so far this video, and definitely the best player right now, and he would surely become a monster card, though I can still imagine someone like Ferland Mendy or Valverde getting the Madrid place, at least for week 1 anyway, especially with another Real player being in this video as well, as I'll get onto him very shortly. Dennis Zakaria of Borussia Mönchengladbach, a very good player in game, and the Swiss yet again being an utter tank in FIFA 21. This would be a very sought after Bundesliga card, I imagine. And then Arthur of Juventus and Gnabry of Bayern right next to them as well. Overall, very nice group. Gnabry would be quite a valuable card just on the basis that, you know, Bayern are very likely to make a lot of progress in the Champions League. I wouldn't even be surprised to see him win it again, and so he'd end up with a pretty monster card by the end of it. And then players like Zakaria would just be good for the time being and will be very expensive on the market. Hazard, again, that card will be good no matter what, no matter how Real Madrid do, so no, it's really exciting group of players. And then onto the SBC card, or the Real Madrid player that I was actually hinting at a second ago in the ISCO card. Everyone kind of knows that he's coming in, bearing in mind that he's literally guaranteed this card. As EA did a little bit of a fun piece, I'd say. I quite like the concept in that they go, here's this player, here's this player, these two cards, one of them are going to get this new promo card, depending on who wins in real life, and Real Madrid obviously won their game, so ISCO will be getting the card over. I'm not sure who it could have been instead, but I guess people are happy to see ISCO. Maybe he has a decent card, but it'll be interesting to see whether it's actually an objective card that you have to play for and earn, grind for it, or it's an SBC where you can just craft up to it, you know, as I predict, or even just as part of the regular team, part of the standard 23-man squad, like some people will be expecting. But with the midfielding lot and the SBC concept out of the way, and ultimately as we move our way onto the attacking cards, some very nice looking cards again, I do have to say, with one of the speculated and hinted players, even by EA, in Marcus Rashford. I believe that they, on the loading screen, they put up like a little postcode. If you type it in on the internet, you'll find that it's the postcode to the old academy that Marcus Rashford grew up playing in, and that's why people have kind of speculated him. And he obviously, with these cards, he is next to both Insigne of Napoli and Bernardo Silva on the right there. As, you know, I'd say a pretty decent bunch of cards. The other two have been not as good as Marcus Rashford, but overall pretty decent, and if these came into fruition, I really couldn't ever say I could be disappointed. With Rashford already having a mad amount of hype actually in the game and on the transfer market, and then obviously he's absolutely insane in game, even just his normal card, never mind his inform, and then even potentially this extra boosted card as well. And like I said, the wingers on the screen being a little bit less exciting on the basis that Silva is just a tad bit too slow for this game, and he's not exactly strong to back that up either, and would only become usable if in a central position. His saving grace being that the weak foot attribute probably isn't as relevant as it was last year in truth. And then Insigne been a great ball carrier and an absolute speed demon, but his shot letting him down a little bit. And definitely he has to be one of the physically weakest players that FIFA has ever seen. He just hasn't got the physical strength to actually fight off defenders. So if you do come into contact with the defenders, 99.9% of the time, you lose the ball. And that's my issue with him. But I do have to say that, you know, he would be decent if you got him, I suppose, especially at this point in the game. I just have to say it doesn't necessarily wow me. Having said that, Napoli could certainly go places in the Europa League. Of course, they're not in the Champions League this year, so we could expect more from them than usual. He could end up with a really nice card. As we move on to the final edition for this video and into the squad with the potential SBC or objective card, which I think it'd more likely be an objective card left on top, as you can see, and I've gone with the Leicester man, Maddison, you know, taking the Leicester spot. I do believe they deserve a card. Could be Vardy, could be Ndidi. I've gone with Maddison. It'd be a pretty nice card because why not? But anyways, as I said before, as I'm finishing off this video now, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like rating and stick around for the channel for more content like this. I'll make more videos as I explained, and I do really appreciate all the support on these videos and on the channel. I'll continue uploading on the channel, of course, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.